if you DJ using the channel faders, then having the crossfader turned on can be a problem. Because if you knock this crossfader when you're mixing or it's not perfectly in the center throughout your whole DJ set, this means that one side is going to be louder than the other and it can cause problems in your DJ set and in your mixing. So for example, let's say this track is playing to the audience on the left hand side. We want the crossfader in the center and we can do our mixing. But if we knock this, or it's not perfectly in the center, it's going to affect our overall DJ set, as one side will be louder than the other. So this means that if you have your crossfader activated, you have to have it perfectly in the center throughout your whole DJ set to make sure that both sides, deck 1 and deck 2, are at the same volume level if you do want to mix with your channel faders, which most DJs do. So what I'm going to do now in this video is just show you how you can activate and deactivate this crossfader so that it stops it messing up for your DJ sets if you do knock it or it's not perfectly in the center. Now, one thing that I used to do years ago before we had this technology is I actually used to tape this down. I used to get some duct tape and tape it down in the center so it wouldn't move. But now we don't have to do that. So if you go to the top left hand corner of record box just here and click this button, this is the mixer tab. And what this does is it opens this mixer section here on your DJ software. And one thing we can do is these two blue buttons here. So blue on this generally means it's activated. We can just turn these two off. And what it'll do is deactivate your crossfader completely. So now if I'm playing this track on the right, I can move the crossfader and nothing will happen. So now when I'm doing my mixing and I'm using my channel faders or just doing my DJ set in general, this will not be a factor. Now that's how you solve the problem if you're using Rekordbox DJ software. But what happens if you go to a club and you're not using your laptop, or you have a standalone DJ controller that you're also not using your laptop for? So what you need to look out for here is these buttons here just under the channel faders and just above the crossfader. So let's zoom in on this. So just here where it says A through and B, this is what's going to assign your crossfader to. So just like before where we had these buttons here on Rekordbox, them little switches do exactly the same. They basically assign a channel to the crossfader side. So for example, when we've got 1 on the left hand side here, the left side of the crossfader will be assigned to deck 1. Same with number 2 is now assigned to the right hand side. We can also add 3 and 4 onto these as well. So then deck number 3 is also on the left hand side and deck number 4 is on the right hand side. That is basically what these switches do here. So as we can see on the crossfader, it says A to the left and B to the right. So if, for example, if you want channel 2 here to be over on the left hand side on the crossfader, you would just move this switch here to the left hand side under A. And if you wanted channel 3 here to be over on the right hand side on the crossfader, you would just move it across to B, and then your crossfader would be active. So a lot of the times when you DJ in clubs, you often don't need 4 channels, and the 2 decks will be assigned to channel 2 and channel 3. So whenever you go to a club system, it's generally these 2 middle ones that you'll be using. So this one here will be deck 1 on channel 2, and this one here will be deck 2 on the right hand side in channel 3. So to make sure that the crossfader is not active, I normally check this if, let's say, another DJ has been using the crossfader, and I just want to make sure that it's not affecting my DJing because I only use the channel faders here. You can put all these to through, just like this image here shows you. So through basically means that the sound will pass through it. It won't be affected. So from this here, when every single one of them is set to through, you're basically turning off the crossfader. You also have other crossfader settings here on the right hand side, but that's for another video. Basically, if you're DJing on one of these mixers and you come up to it and you don't use the crossfader, just make sure all these 4 switches here are set to the middle to through.